Nimisha Bhatt from the Cooking Hub, and today I'm at Mina's house. Mina is one of my best friends and I really wished to teach her a recipe of mine today, so I'm going to be teaching her how to make mushroom Manchurian. And yes, I'm so glad that we are together in this. So Mina.
Hi Nimisha, hi people. Nimisha, thank you so much for coming to my place today. I am a mushroom farmer, so I am the primary producer, and you have really inspired me. I have followed all your YouTubes, you have really good recipes. So since I am the primary producer of the mushroom, today I am glad you'll be teaching me how to cook the mushroom Manchurian firsthand. Yes, I'm lucky that we'll have food straight from the farm on the table, fresh.
Exactly. So you heard her. So yes guys, mushroom is a very good source of protein, especially for vegetarians, as we do not consume any meat or fish. So yes, you should definitely go buy some good mushrooms and make this recipe. Also, it contains a lot of micronutrients and it's also a very good source of vitamins as well. So yes, let's start making this recipe. So here I have taken 250 grams of mushrooms and I have just sliced them into halves, or what you can do is you can slice them into quarters. So you make sure that when you're making this mushroom Manchurian, do not wash these mushrooms in advance, because they will soak some water and then the Manchurian won't be. It will be very crispy instead of being soft. So I've just washed the mushrooms, and yes, so this recipe is divided into two parts. So the first part we are going to be making a batter and then we will deep fry. So let's get started into making the batter. So for preparing the batter, here I've taken 1 cup of all-purpose flour and half cup of corn flour. So make sure to use measuring cups for this recipe. So Mina here is going to be preparing the batter for us today.
Wow.
So
I'm so happy.
All-purpose flour.
This is all purpose flour. Okay, Nimisha, let me ask you something.
Yes.
You know, some people are quite health conscious.
Yes,
so
true.
is there an alternate healthy option for instead of the white flour?
Yeah. Okay, you can either use rice flour or you can opt for using the normal whole wheat flour, the normal ones that we use for making chapati or roti, you know, the normal atta. You can use that as well, or rice flour, either.
Thank you. Yeah.
And here we've taken half the amount of all-purpose flour. So in case if you're multiplying this recipe, we make sure of this contents, especially the measuring cups. So this is half cup of corn flour.
Is there any other alternative also for the corn flour?
So yes, in case if you do not want to use the corn flour, you can use the double amount of all-purpose flour or whole wheat flour. You can even skip it, no problem.
Thank you.
So after taking these two flours, we are going to be adding in finely chopped garlic, half teaspoon of that into this for a very nice flavor. Yes, and then next we are going to be adding in some black pepper. You can also use white pepper, of course. And then some salt to taste. Last but not the least, we are going to be adding in some red chili powder. So after adding in all these ingredients, we are going to give it a light good mix before adding in the water. So just mix it.
Wow, Nisha, I hope I'm doing it right.
Yeah, you're doing it right.
Thank you.
So this is a very yummy recipe, guys. You can make this for starters, and you can also make it in a saucy way. Like for a main course, you can serve it with naan or roti or bread. But all in all, you can serve it as a starter. You know, anytime you have parties, if you have guests coming over.
Wow.
And this is an indo-chinese recipe. Okay. So you know, it's like a fusion recipe of Indian and Chinese.
Wow. I think even sometimes when you overeaten, then just eat this for a day and you're sorted.
It's healthy, tasty, and good.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is ready. The mix is ready. So now we will start adding in water bit by bit as we prepare the mixture. Adding in water bit by bit, and then we are going to mix it. So make sure in between when you're adding water, do not add a lot of water, otherwise the consistency may get spoiled. Just add bit by bit and continue mixing it. So we are preparing a batter for the mushrooms to be dipped in. So here Mina has prepared for us a lovely batter for the mushrooms, and let us check the consistency. You can see the consistency is not too thick or not too thin, and it's just a perfect medium consistency batter. So this is done. Now we'll move on to the next process. As the batter is ready, we'll take the mushrooms and add them into the batter. So Mina, you keep on mixing as I add the mushrooms. You can see how lovely it looks like.
It's smelling so nice already.
It's a very yummy recipe. So now you can see that the mushrooms are nicely coated, and we have already kept oil for getting hot. So you have to make sure the oil is nice and hot before you start deep frying. The oil is nice and hot, so I'm going to start deep frying this. You can always use your hands, but I prefer using the spoon. It's easier and much better. So now that I have dropped the mushrooms in, you can see we are going to be deep frying them until golden brown on low to medium flame. Make sure you do not fry this on high flame, otherwise the mushrooms might change the color and from inside they might be raw. So be careful while frying, fry till golden brown. So guys, now that these mushrooms are nice and ready, you can see there is a nice golden brown color. I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to repeat the next process for the same of all the mushrooms, and then I'm going to show you guys how to prepare the sauce. So guys, the mushrooms are nicely fried, and now we are going to start preparing the sauce. So here I've taken in a wok or a frying pan, and for this, these are the ingredients that we are going to use. This is finely chopped garlic, 2 teaspoons, finely chopped ginger, 3 teaspoons, finely chopped green chilies, these are the spicy ones, and this is some paste of ginger and garlic. So let's start making this recipe. So for the sauce, we will first start by adding in the finely chopped garlic. I've already added in 4 tablespoons of oil into this, and the oil is nice and hot. So I'm going to be starting it with garlic, then ginger, make sure the flame is on high, as we are going to nicely roast this ginger and garlic for a very nice flavor, at least for a minute or 2. Next, I'm going to be adding in some green chilies. Now this you adjust according to the spiciness at your house, the levels I mean. Saute this for a minute. So Mina, you can see this looks so nice.
Wow, so yummy. Okay, Nisha, you know, in the Indian culture also there are some people who don't eat the garlic and the onion and all that. Do we have an option for them?
Okay. So it is optional to use in the garlic and the onions. Definitely this recipe can also be made by just using in green chilies and ginger. Or if you do not eat ginger, you can also skip it. But yes, do try this recipe because it's yummy.
I have
even without the onions and the garlic.
Wow, thank you. These are just for some of my friends who don't eat garlic, and so it's good. They can also enjoy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is nice and ready. Next, we are going to be adding in the onions. I have just roughly diced these onions into floral like this, and I'm going to be adding it here. On high flame, I'm going to saute all of this at least for 2 to 3 minutes. Remember, we do not have to cook these onions so much until they become soft. We are just frying it for 2 to 3 minutes. That's it. So you guys, as this is Indo-Chinese recipe, you have to make sure whatever you do in this recipe, do it on high flame, especially this sauce. So you can see the onions look nice and crispy. At this stage, I'm going to be adding in finely chopped capsicum. This is one large size of capsicum, finely chopped.
Wow, Nimisha, I can't wait to eat this.
It's going to be so yummy, tasty.
Yes.
And you can see it has vegetables, so it's going to be tasty and healthy. Now this is nice and ready. I'm going to be adding in vinegar. I'm just using the bottle top. So I'm using in like a half teaspoon of vinegar. Next thing, I'm going to be adding in some green chili sauce, like 1 teaspoon of that. Next thing, some red chili sauce, 2 teaspoons. Next thing, the main Chinese ingredient that we love, that's the soya sauce, like half teaspoon of that. Next thing, adding in my favorite tomato ketchup, like you can add in 2 to 3 spoons, as much as saucy you like, but you know.
Nimisha, I'm sure you know how to make all these sauces at home.
Yes, I do.
So,
I know how to make red chili sauce, green chili sauce, tomato ketchup.
So please don't forget to put those links
Yes,
in your
sure.
video.
Yeah, sure. So now I'm just going to give this all a nice mix. You can see it looks so nice and yummy. So now I'm adding in the corn flour slurry for this. I've taken 2 teaspoons of corn flour, 4 teaspoons of water, and make such type of a runny consistency of corn flour. If you do not have corn flour, you can use in all-purpose flour or rice flour as well. Adding it into the sauce. Now this corn flour slurry, Meena, is going to give us a very nice and glazy flavor. After adding in the corn flour slurry, next I'm going to be adding in ginger garlic paste. This is 2 teaspoons ginger garlic paste. I'm going to give this all a nice good mix. We did add, so in the starting we had added in chopped ginger and garlic, but when you add in the paste at the last moment, it's also going to give you a very nice flavor of the paste of the ginger and garlic. So you can also add in chopped and minced as well. Some salt to taste, just a little bit. I'm going to be adding in black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of that, and I'm going to mix this all well. So our basic Manchurian gravy is ready.
Wow, it looks so yummy.
So now this is nice and ready. We are going to be adding in the mushrooms. So Meena, let's take the mushrooms.
Wow.
And we add the mushrooms in here.
Here you go.
Just add the mushrooms and then mix it well until the gravy coats it like this. Keep on adding and keep on mixing it. Make sure all the mushrooms are well coated. So you guys, I have mixed this nice and well, and you can see how this looks like. So today I've made this recipe as a starter. If you wish, you can make it like a main course. You can make it more saucy by adding in some corn flour slurry, corn flour mixed with water. You can add in that, and also you can add in the sauces in more quantity. Then you can serve it with naan, roti or paratha. and it will be like a main course. If you have guests coming over, you can make it like a main course, or you can serve it as a starter.
Wow, that's very nice. And
Yeah.
Nimisha, just a quick question. You know, there are some people who are extremely health conscious.
Yeah.
So, do we have an option for them like
Yeah.
baking or
Yeah, you
any
can
other-
bake this. We can bake this recipe, especially these mushrooms, but do not coat it with the liquid batter. Just use in dry flour and bake it. You can bake it 180 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. You have to first preheat the oven for 10 minutes, and then you can bake it for like 15 minutes and it will be done. Or you can even air fry it, or you can even shallow fry it.
Wow, thank you for those healthy options.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yes. So this recipe is done and complete, and let's dish it out. We are going to be adding in some freshly chopped in coriander leaves and some sesame seeds.
And wow, it looks so yummy, and now I'm ready to eat.
Yes. So Meena, this recipe is ready, and how does it look like?
Wow, it looks so yummy. Okay, Nimisha, can we wind up this so that I can go to eat this?
Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute. We are just finishing the video.
Okay.
So yes guys, do let me know how this recipe turns out for you guys. Comment on my video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, The Cooking Hub. Yes, so me and Meena, we are so excited to have this recipe, and you too can make it in the beautiful house of yours. Remember, homemade is always the best. Okay, with that, see you guys in another video. Goodbye, take care.
Thank you, Nimisha.
Most welcome.